not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Ahman Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a 4-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Ahman Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th and overall registration goes through May 30th.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East Sports coach Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning, friends. We are back. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket. It is Monday. It's getting nice outside. I think only 60 today, though, and then it gets nicer as the week goes on. So, yes. AD, McCook, congratulations.
I did, my man. We are sitting at 55 degrees today. High 70. No, I'm looking at Kansas City. That's the wrong place.
Hello, Kansas City.
It is 50, high 61. McCook was nice last night, man. Was an honor to speak for the McCook chapter of teammates. Obviously, Coach Osborne and Mama Osborne is what I call her. Nancy started that in 1991 when 22 hands were raised to volunteer as mentors, and here we are. All these years later, they are represented in 6 states. Thousands and thousands of kids impacted as a result of 22 hands being raised, and the impact of Coach Osborne and AG, Raff, and Jackson. They seen me limp in yesterday with my, the back. I'll talk about that later. But they were like, "Why did you drive?" I said, "Coach Osborne." I know AG would concur on that. When Coach asks you to do something, the only thing that's going to stop you from doing it if you can't literally walk. And hence, I got out there. Great people, great environment. 20 years strong. So congratulations to the McCook teammates chapter out there. The Masters, which we'll talk about. There was a lot of golf fans in the house last night at McCook Junior High in the cafeteria. So everybody's got it on their phones. And the Heather Hollycott, she goes, "Hey, we're not starting this until this playoff hole." So I'm like, yes, indeed. I'm with you on that. So great time there. AG, you're back at home at the mothership, man. What was last week, man? Where were your travels at last week?
Oh, travels was all over Wisconsin. So it started in Milwaukee at the Midwest Gaming Classic. And it was just a paradise for gamers. So if you play video games, all retro to new stuff, to new games on the new computers and new consoles, it's your dream, from Friday, April 4th to April 6th. We had Def Jam Vendetta competitions to Madden to Street Fighter to doing my podcast there for my 250th episode.
Hello.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, thank you. And connecting with people some people I knew that ran into some old friends. I'm like, "Oh, what's up?" And made a lot of new friends. So I'll be definitely doing this event year over year now. They want me to be a mainstay because obviously, I'm being there as a Packer for a long time. They invited me back already, so we can plan out something real fun for every night, because that night was then kind of the festivities of all the vendors. Us being a vendor, you're working all day, but then you kind of let loose. And they had a fun kind of like karaoke night where you go out there and sing. I didn't get a chance to sing because I didn't find. No, I couldn't find where the karaoke machine's at. I could see people like going to an area, but I was like, where's the machine? So I could look at what songs they got. But and then they had with some fun. They had it at one table where you could. It was a Nerf gun fight. It was awesome to watch them fight with the Nerf guns, the soft bullets and stuff like that. But or you could just go play some Frogger or Dig Dug, Raff. They had everything there. So
hello.
Yeah, it's a place that eventually, Raff, any old school retro, if you want to go there and find an old retro cabinet, video game arcade machine, they're there. So
AG, was it all in Milwaukee or different places throughout?
No, that was it was in downtown Milwaukee at the Beard Center. So
okay,
that ended on Sunday, and then Monday I drove up to Green Bay to kind of take a day and rest, because then the next day on Tuesday I jumped on the Packer bus they have an annual Packer tailgate tour. So this might be something that I might need to pitch to Nebraska or most colleges, because it's a chance to get the fans in front of all the new and some old players. So they had 5 alumni: myself, Marco Rivera, John Michaels, and Tony Fisher.
Oh wow!
And then current players, they had Lucas Van Ness that played at Iowa, and Tucker Kraft, that is a South Dakota State Jackrabbit, by the way, and a premier. This probably be his Pro Bowl year tight end for them, and also a little quarterback because he's their quarterback when they do their tush push. And so we all hung out on the bus. It was basically like a rock tour, a music tour where you go around from city to city. We started we got picked up in Green Bay. We drove to Milwaukee, stopped there, did a fundraiser at the Children's Hospital. Gave the children Packer. Retiring president and CEO Mark Murphy was there, and at every stop was a fundraiser. And so we were at the Children's Hospital in the Milwaukee area and gave them and all the other charities $25,000 to donate to their causes. And so that was a big, obviously a big deal for those hospitals or organizations that need money, that need funds to get their programs going. But the fun stuff was on the bus, having conversations face to face with Lucas and Tucker, and teaching them things about the game. Having a conversation with Lucas Van Ness, he's a defensive end, but I played against a lot of them and I've seen a lot of them. I played with Clay Matthews, or defensive end / linebacker, and just telling him, how he was telling me how he plays and what he's looking to improve from year to year. And this is year 3 coming up for him. But then also me giving him some tips about how to make sure you stay, I say, moving forward by getting in the old lineman's head with the moves, pass rush moves and stuff like that. Being on that field my freshman year, watching Grant Wistrom and JP and Christian, make moves and try to get to us or get to us. It's like I got some experience. And he's like, he said, oh, okay, so mix it up. I'm like, yeah, mix it up, because once that old lineman has that little fear factor of, man, what's this linebacker or what's this DN going to do, you keep them guessing. So having conversations like that with them, and of course bringing in the Nintendo Switch, and they started trash talking on Mario Kart, and I was like, oh, I said, game on, let's get it. So I'll say this. I say overall, I won. I dominated. So I beat Tucker and Luke. I say me and Tucker need a rematch. We only played once. We played twice. I'm sorry. Me and Tucker played twice. Me and Lucas played twice. And it's just the young generation. They like the trash talk and all that fun stuff. But hey, old school was the number one on the bus today. So I'll say that. So I got my dub in without no trash talking. Just said, hey, good. Hey, GG's, man. GG's. So it was fun. So I'm gonna reach out to them and say, hey, give me your. I'm not, I was a guy, so they had not tried, but they had a little. I heard their complaints. They had a different controller, so I said, here's one that you usually. I didn't want no excuses. Ahman gave us these, broke controllers. I said the next day I gave them the controllers that they would prefer, and then so I'm like, so like I said, I think me and Tucker got to go at it one more round. We only did 2 rounds, so it was fun to meet him. And Tucker is that dude. He is that dude. Like the fans love him. The fans love Luke as well. But when you see a unit like the way he's built, and I knew this coming out of the draft, watching the draft, and when I saw the Packers draft Tucker Kraft, I said that's going to be the guy. They drafted 2. They drafted Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft the same year, but I'm like, Tucker is going to be that dude, and he is. He's all of whatever he is, 6'3", 6'4", 260, and has an ill intent to run and run block, catch balls, and make sure he's going to be that perennial tight end for the Packers for the next, I'll say, 5 to 10 years, if not longer. He's good and a good guy. He just got married, got a baby on the way, So he's living his best life right now. So I think next year is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be more success for these Packers. We'll just see how the draft goes. Already seen how free agency went for everyone and the Packers, but draft coming up, it's going to be a big deal. That city is going to be, I say, literally moving because it's new hotels. I think I mentioned this to you guys like earlier. New hotels went up so fast between November and now. It's like, wow. And they just met the limit on how many hotel rooms they needed to have the draft in the city. So, and
when will you head up there for the draft, AG?
Next Tuesday. So next Tuesday I'll head up. So I'll be on the show on Monday. Tuesday got an early flight up, and it's interesting. Some of the planners I've met with over this last week, and some of the planners are even planning to try to get a Super Bowl in Green Bay. And I'm like,
hello,
really?
That'd be
I
cool.
said, now that would be interesting, because this will probably 100% be the most coldest and set all type of temperature records if that's the case, because this is late January, early February now. So just to put that bug out in somebody's ears, it was interesting. So yeah, 10 days on the road, good time. Check my social media out. You can check out all the videos I posted, and also go to Packers.com or Packers on Instagram and X and see what we did. It was a fun event. The biggest thing for me was the donations that we had, basically $100,000 of donations that we gave out through the different charities throughout Wisconsin. One of them was a military rescue and our service animal fundraiser, where they, veterans that's dealing with PTSD, they get a rescue dog, or service dog, and it becomes a part of their family. They go through the training and everything, so it helps them deal with their day-to-day of a transition and back into regular living. And so it was events like that, that was just like, this is why, got to be a professional athlete, because it doesn't take much to give back. It doesn't take much to put a smile on somebody's face when you show up. I mean, you just show up and people are already smiling, so those kids at the Children's Hospital, veterans, their day is made. You don't even have to, you don't have to sign nothing. It's like just seeing you, they recognize you, and they're like, oh man, you took the time to come out here and visit and hang out, eat lunch, whatever, break bread. And so thank you for that. And I heard a lot of that this weekend from a lot of the people that we visited.
Love it. Got Nick and McCook. I think his Rose was holding out for more money. I'm not sure what you were going there, but Nick, I was just in your town yesterday. Enjoyed your town of McCook, my man Nick. Jackson, what about you, man? How's it been? Jackson is going to be with us every Monday for the next month, while Nick, Professor Swim, is teaching the next voices of broadcast radio and media, etc. Jackson, how you been, brother?
Pretty good. Coming off of a nice weekend watching the Masters. A little bit of baseball, but Rory got it done. So
yes. Now, who's your favorite golfer? Who's your guy?
It's probably Bryson. So I was a little disappointed, but I also wanted Rory to win, so I wasn't mad about the outcome.
You was mad about it, huh?
No, not really. No.
Oh, you said you weren't.
No, I weren't that mad. I wanted Rory to win.
Right.
Because I mean, everybody knows Rory's story, so it's just But I'd probably say Bryson.
We're going to talk about that at 9:30.
And that's Beauchamp, right? His last name is Beauchamp.
DeChambeau.
Right? Or DeChambeau. Beauchambeau, yeah.
Bryson DeChambeau. We're going to talk about him a lot at the 9:30 hour. Of course, Rory becoming part of golf immortality with the career Grand Slam. Sebastian, a.k.a. 12U Dinger King, what's up? He goes, I'm a disabled vet. Do you have a contact to get a service dog? You know what, Sebastian? I don't, but I tell you what, a good friend of the show, Sean Donald, who does the PGA, the Veterans PGA golf event, he could, and maybe Bogle, I forget her first name, Raff, that comes on with us sometimes, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You know what, Sebastian? I'll text you Sean Donald's information, and he would know a lot more than that than I would here to let you know about a service dog. And first of all, thank you for your service, brother. I appreciate you for your service. Of course, AG talked about how their contributions and investments into the veterans up there in the state of Wisconsin. So definitely appreciate that. Folks, we are going to come back. We've got a lot of golf to discuss. Raff, let me ask you this. Jackson, let me ask you this. Raff, you may have been traveling, AG. I'm not sure if you had a chance to view it. Raff, did you think at any point in time that Rory was going to win?
I think I thought he could win, but I think the prevailing nature for me was, oh no, he's going to find a way to choke it some way. And it just felt like it was just one of those things that everything was there for him to win yesterday. And I was like, the only way he doesn't win this is if he kind of plays with his food, as we always say. And there was, hole 13 and, hole 18, 125. You're sitting there like, just set it on the green, call it good. You got a victory. And all of a sudden it's in the sand. You're just like, oh my goodness. So you're just like, man, he's going to, I mean, look at Rolls yesterday. I mean, he came back,
man.
He was 10 strokes out and made that comeback. And then you're sitting there like, man, if you leave this door open for this guy too much, and even the overtime hole, Rolls got a bad landing.
Yeah.
Usually that ball is going to backspin and come back to the hole.
Yeah.
So it was, but it was a fun Masters to watch. I'll tell you that. I was glued to the television.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. It was must-watch TV if you're a golf, even a casual golf fan. So it was amazing. Jackson, AG, Raff, when we come back, we'll talk a lot more about Rory McIlroy and just the Masters in general, where he sits in history. And if he would have lost, would he go with this list I'll read of biggest chokes in Masters in golf history? But he didn't. He got it done. So it was so great to see that. Awesome TV yesterday. We got Huskers some talk as well. And also want to get everybody's opinion on what went down in Tennessee. Are you with Josh Heupel or are you against Josh Heupel? And I say both. Just get your opinion. Should he have signed the quarterback or not? And this is a new day and age of college football. Folks, we'll come back. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Noticing more dust at home? It may be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Breathe easy and healthy. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Picture this. You're in the doghouse and flowers just won't cut it this time. Enter jewelry, the ultimate peace offering. It's a gesture that speaks volumes, showing her you're willing to go the extra mile to make things right. So next time you're in the doghouse, remember, diamonds are a guy's best friend too. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few sprinkles possible this morning. The wise decreasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be windy with the high near 63. Tonight, mainly clear skies and breezy, a low near 35. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine with light winds and a high near 68. The meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Monday, the day after the Masters. Now, what do we do with our lives?
Oh, man, I tell you, it was epic. I mean, it's surreal, daunting, crazy, insane. It had everything. I mean, it was, for me, I can only speak for myself, but it was one of the most memorable finishes that I've ever watched in sports. And the all of the drama that went along with it. It was just insane. But first off, obviously Rory McIlroy wins in one whole playoff. The last playoff was 2017. That was with Rory McIlroy, not Rory McIlroy, but with Justin Rose again, along with Sergio. Sergio claimed his jacket. And there were 11 other times that there were playoffs in the Masters. So he got that career. He finally got the monkey off his back. Roy did with the career Grand Slam. If you're not sure what the career Grand Slam, it's all four majors, a championship. It's the Masters, the U.S. Open, the Open, which the British Open, but the Open Championship, the PGA Championship during their career. And the only guys who have done that now are Gene Saracen's, Ben Hogan, Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and Rory McIlroy. Tiger did it in 25 years ago, right? When you think about that, 25 years ago, Tiger did that in short fashion. And far as that goes for Tiger, obviously being one of the guys that are etched in golf immortality. Jackson, I want to hear from you first, man. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you're a DeChambeau fan, etc. But where does that rank for you in your young life of watching golf as far as that goes?
Probably towards the top. Just like everything, it's like you couldn't have scripted that. Like just the way it ended, that shot, the way, just everything about it. Like the fact that it was like, is he going to win? It's this close. It's not like, okay, you're confident. Like all he's got to do is come out here, play like he normally does and leave. Like he needed to have a good day, and he had a great day.
Absolutely.
He came out there and won, and the emotions flow, and it was so awesome. It was a great moment in sports. It was a great moment in sports.
Unknown texter 5876 says Rory's walk up to the clubhouse after winning it, with all the fans cheering Rory's emotions. It was one of the most coolest sports moments I've seen in a while. Brother, I am right with you on that, unknown texter. I was blown away. You could see, even after he hit the putt, Raff, how he just dropped to his knees and the emotions, the weight that he had on his back. 11 years since his last major. Yeah. And obviously the collapse last year against DeChambeau to where he missed 2, 3, or 4 putts going down the stretch that cost him. And Raff, in my head, I'm thinking, here we go again. Mm-hmm. Where does this rank for you, Raff? Obviously, you and I being a little older, we've watched a few more of these. Where does this rank for you? Does it crack your top 3?
I think it's up near there. I think you'd have to put Tiger when he won by 12 strokes in 97. I mean, that was just the phenom. I mean, that was that was the change of golf right there. I mean, golf, had a following, but when Tiger did that, it was everyone became a golf fan. It felt like on that day in 97. Mm-hmm. And then I put Phil up there because, he'd attempted so much when he got his first one. It's kind of lost its luster a little bit over the last couple of years, just with, it felt like he's kind of lost maybe a little bit of his popularity, so to say. But, and then, this one yesterday, just being so near, and just like I was thinking yesterday, this is a question for all of you guys. So you had Dale Earnhardt Sr. that won the Daytona 500. I think it was like 20 some attempts.
Mm-hmm.
You have like John Elway went to 5 Super Bowl or what, 4, his 4th attempt in a Super Bowl. And you had Rory McIlroy, who this was, I believe, his 17th time trying for that. What is the next great athlete, or who's the next athlete that's trying to get that title, that championship? Is there someone out there like the one that kind of, not athlete, but coach wise, I was like, maybe Kelvin Sampson, but who's that next person, that's like, man, they've tried so many times. And, because I'll tell you what, if Rory doesn't get that yesterday, holy cow, can you imagine as bad? Like he's like, you always hear it afterwards. Like I remember like when John Elway won his first Super Bowl, after his press conference, he goes, yes, this would have bothered me. If I would not have won a Super Bowl, think
of Dan Marino.
Yeah. It was a thing on my shoulders. So you have Rory, who comes that close. Say yesterday he gives that up in the first overtime hole. So you're coming back next year. It's your 18th attempt. Years are starting to. I mean, even though he still hits the ball at
those
8
years
miles,
are adding up.
but it's still though. I mean, that pressure. So I'm glad he got it out of his system yesterday, because I'll tell you what, if he would have lost yesterday like that, we look at Jordan. I mean, even Jordan's, he had that, what was it, 5-6 years ago?
Jordan Spieth.
He had it in
2016.
And that kind of shook his confidence even to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's wild game, that's for sure.
AG, who would you say, I'm not sure if you had a chance to watch it yesterday or catch any highlights of it, of the Masters, who would you say would be that person in all sports that's chasing that elusive title or crown or championship?
Oh, easy. Aaron Rodgers. That's a no-brainer. In terms of, what he's been through, right? And then I just started watching part of Enigma.
Oh boy.
And I watched the 2 first episodes, and it's like, when I thought about it and I saw the stats, I'm like, well, to answer your question, yeah, he's been doing it since they won their Super Bowl, right? In 2010. 2011, they go 15-1. They lose in the first round to the Giants, who eventually wins the Super Bowl that year. And then all the years after that, they're in either a divisional round loss or an NFC championship loss to the Seahawks one year and to the Atlanta Falcons another year. So you're talking about more than 10 years right now where he's been flipping teams. He's been going through what we've been seeing, right? And still hasn't got to where he wants to get back to. And so I'll say right now, if you're talking about in current sports today, obviously I could pull out some guys from the NBA, some guys from Major League Baseball. But where I say frontal lobe, say it right off the top, Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yeah, and you're going to have some quarterbacks that are coming up. I mean, look at it now. Joe Burrow, for instance. I mean, he's still young in his career, but in the next couple of years, it's going to be like, well, are you going to be considered among the greats if you don't win a Super Bowl? Justin Herbert, another one of those guys. And those quarterbacks are going to roll up. And then this might be one of those things where, Patrick Mahomes has kept them away from championships. But
you think Mahomes is kind of like the Jordan of the NFL for a lot of great
you are going to have a group of great quarterbacks that retire here in the next, 5 to 10 years that will never have won a Super Bowl. Then they'd fall in kind of like that Dan Marino comparison or whatever. But it's been interesting for Dan Marino for me. It feels like as the years go on, more people are recognizing how great of a passer he was. I think he kind of got forgot about a little bit for a while. I mean, they still were like, he racked up a lot of yards. But now people are like, if Dan Marino was playing in today's game, he'd probably have 60 touchdowns, 6,000 yards passing every year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
he hated running the ball.
Yeah. So it's good to see him get that to be recognized like that. So he's not fallen off, because one of the guys that, to me is like when I was younger, Fran Tarkenton used to get a lot of time because he was the all-time leading passer in the NFL. However, he did not win a Super Bowl. And now in today's game, you say top quarterbacks of all time, you probably aren't going to hear Fran Tarkenton's name mentioned, but he held that passing yards record for, all the way up until Marino broke it back in, was it 97, 98, probably 98. And Tarkenton had that record probably since 78, 79.
Jackson, who would you say, my man? Who's that person that you've been watching? Because you're 20 years old now.
Yeah.
So you've seen some outstanding athletes in all sports, but who, in your opinion, who would be that person that's chasing that elusive title before we get back to the golf convo?
This is gonna get hate, and it's a little biased.
Uh-oh.
But Dak Prescott.
Who?
Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
That's another guy.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
That's totally fair. That's a great one.
Think about the rosters the Cowboys have had over the years.
Bro, that's a great one.
Dak Prescott is just like sitting there every year trying to like it.
What year is he this year? Is he going to year 8, 7, 8?
He got drafted in what was it? 2015.
He played in Romo's last year. So I mean, so he's coming up on 10 years in the league.
Yeah.
And that's a great
one right
there.
Yeah,
and it's if you're asking me, it's not going to be this year. So
yeah.
You gonna be getting a call from Pete?
I can say that I'm a Cowboys fan. I can say that.
It was their 4th round pick back in 2016.
Yeah. So this is gonna be his 10th year.
He was in that same draft class with Zeke and whatnot, and they went ballistic their first year.
Ooh, that's a great one right there, man. That's a great one right there.
Trent.
What did Trent say?
Dak's the reason they ain't winning Super Bowls.
Hey.
Oh, man.
It's definitely not anybody that plays on that field. It's definitely not anybody that plays on that field.
Now, Dan, come on, man. Dan from Canopy, you said you can't compare golf to real sports. Dan, that's because that's your disdain for the game, Dan. That's your disdain for the game, man.
It's competition. You can compare it, period.
Absolutely, man. You know, you guys think about it now that Rory's got this off his back. And there was a cool quote by his caddy who he's known, Harry Diamond, who he's known since they were kids. And it just blows me away. And he says, I've known Harry since I was 7 years old. I met him on the putting green at Hollywood Golf Club.
Oh, they were partying last night.
Yeah,
Did you see the live video?
From Ireland.
Yeah,
6 hours ahead. So it was like midnight. Well, no, probably about 1 a.m. by the time it got done their time.
It was pandemonium.
It says, we've had so many good times together. He's been like a big brother to me the whole way through my life. To be able to share this with him after all the close calls that we've had, all the crap he's had to take from people that don't know anything about the game, this one is just as much as his as it is mine. You guys, if he doesn't win this, you think about some of these names right here that he would have been linked to. Well, and I'll get to the few in a second. Some of these guys are what he's been around to see. But 1968, Roberto Da Vinci, he blew it big time. You know, Greg Norman, which we see that highlight all the time in 86 when he falls backwards and he just goes, are you freaking kidding me, basically. Ken Vinatieri before his time in 1956. Jordan Spieth, 2016. In 2017, he won the Open, but he's the next one. The pressure's on him now. He's got 3. He needs another one, though, and it's been a while since he's been there, Raff and AG.
And I think it was a PJ to get the Grand Slam, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Ed Snead, 1971. Scott Hogue, 1989. Kenny Perry, 2009. I still remember like it was yesterday. Curtis Strange in 85. Of course, Greg Norman in 96, to where that one just lives in infamy in his mind. You guys, so Rory, like I said, he finally's got that pressure off his back. Chase B said golf is a competitive hobby. Well, for $4.1 million for one of the Masters, that's a hell of a hobby to have. It's a
pretty good hobby.
21 million.
No, that was overall purse, but the winner got 4.1 million. Yeah, the overall purse was 20 plus million, but the purse, the one who won the champion, got 4.1 million for the winner, which they upped that. You notice after the Live did their thing, they started boosting those purses up quite a bit. Dave from Renew says, but he goes, I think it's the 3rd time Justin Rowan has finished second in the Masters. You're exactly right. Because he was in the playoff hole with Sergio back in 2017. So Justin is just right there on the verge of it. You guys, quick question before we go to break. AG, I'm going to start with you. DeChambeau, the reporter asked Bryson DeChambeau, did you talk to Rory during the match? And DeChambeau said, well, he didn't talk to me the whole time. I'm not putting anything on DeChambeau, but I am saying this. I'm not trying to talk to you when I'm trying to win a Masters.
Yeah.
AG, if you were Rory McIlroy, you were pursuing and you're trying to get this girl off your back, are you chatting it up with your opponent?
I mean, I say golf, you're in the atmosphere where you're like right next to him. You know, it's you got the little caddy area where you walk to each hole. Sometimes you might just say, you know, good hit or whatever, but not no deep conversation or whatever, but just this stuff just to be, I say be friendly, you know, but you're still competitive. You could all do that. I used to do that in games, right? I'm playing against the Bears. I'm gonna knock the snot bubbles out of Urlacher, but then lift them off the ground and say good hit. Stuff like that. I'm not just going to be totally, but I mean, either way, I'm locked in,
right?
And
Absolutely.
they will know that. They will know that. Like I might say hello and ever, but in the back of my mind, it's like this is game time. But if they say hi, I'm not going to not say hi. I'm going to say, hey, man,
cordial.
All right,
Raff,
let's be cordial. That's it. Be respectful.
I forgot the question.
if you're in Rory's shoes, or did you?
Okay. No,
I remember. There you go.
I had the answer and then I forgot it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the way I look at it. I think the question that's being asked, maybe the answer is not as much. Like Bryson could have answered the question differently. He could have said, "Hey, Rory didn't speak much today. He was uber focused. He was going, he's going for a title." Okay, then on to the next. Not a big thing. Well, he didn't talk to me today. I don't, he wasn't just long. You can't say it. I mean, like the same thing. We were talking before break. We'll maybe get to it. The whole James Williams thing.
Oh yeah.
You could answer this much differently. What is your difference between Nebraska and Florida State? I had a great experience at Nebraska. It led me to Florida State. On to the next question.
I'm here now.
But you don't have to talk about, well, they're just built different here in Florida. You don't have to do it. It's just about.
So the shamble, just be quiet.
Yeah. Just be like, hey, Roy didn't talk much today. He was uber focused. He had his eye on his first Masters championship. No one's
simple.
But when you elaborate on it and start saying, well, he just didn't talk, it's like you make something out of nothing. And it hurts, and it hurts Bryson a little bit also too, because
he's done so much
Bryson's on such an upswing right now in popularity. So now the person that, face it, I'd say you had 85-90% of the world that was probably rooting for Rory to win that yesterday. And here you're kind of taking a little dig at the guy who's kind of like the baby face, the champion, and you're taking a shot at, and you're hurting yourself by doing something like that. Like James Williams, I go back to him again. I'm sorry, but the thing is like
we're definitely going to discuss.
It's like Nebraska did nothing. You could have came back after Florida State. And you probably could get, a King's welcome back. But now you come back to Nebraska and people are gonna be like, I don't know about that. It's like we always talk about, don't burn bridges.
Right. Here's what I'll say, Jackson. Once you get to it, here's what I would do. I would have been in that situation. Cordially cold.
Yeah.
Hello. Goodbye. Good shot. That's it. I'm not probably even telling you good shot.
Yeah.
Because golf is different. No one said anything when Tiger didn't talk to anybody out there.
Tiger and
stoic.
Early years Tiger.
He didn't say nothing.
Tiger, yeah.
And every sport's a little different too, though, because golf is sometimes you got the guys that are cordial out there. But to me, if I'm trying to get this monkey off my back, because here's the reality. You don't know when gamemanship's going on either. I'm dialed in. I'm going to be cordially cold. I'll say hello. I'll say maybe a nice shot here there, but I'm not trying to chum it up with you out there. That's just me. Jackson, what would you do, man?
I think you said it perfectly, but I don't think he meant it in like an ill intent way.
No.
They're not out golfing with the boys on a Saturday.
Yeah.
They're not out golfing we're not like, hey man, how are you doing? No, you're in Augusta and it is April. It is the Masters. It is the biggest tournament of the year. One of the biggest moments in your entire career as Rory McIlroy is trying to chase that Masters as he did and won, obviously. But I don't know why people would expect them to be out there chopping it up. Like, that's your competition. That is your competition.
And also, you got to realize, too, he faded also. So maybe the discussion so much where maybe he was, ready to talk a little bit. Rory's still in contention for that time. I mean, your demeanor changes a little bit. I can only imagine. I mean, you saw how bad Rory wanted this title. I mean, when you're from Ireland,
the birth of golf,
and you get up at the end of the tournament and say, this is the greatest tournament of all. I mean, that he even said that was amazing. Just being that where he's from and, was it Royal Portrush and St. Andrews and all these courses. And you're saying that the Masters is the best tournament.
Raff, I want you to answer the guy who unknown texter 6079. Because I think he may have took it. Explain it. Explain what you mean by that. And I like when there's different opinions. That's what makes sports radio so good. If everybody always agrees, that's boring freaking radio. So, Raff, answer. What do you think on that, man?
No.
So there's not too much radio silence.
I don't.
So basically, Raff's take is completely wrong.
Okay.
Rory is notoriously the biggest baby on tour.
Okay.
The reporter asked me if you and Rory talked, and he said, no, we did not talk.
Okay.
He did not say anything to me. Why is it Bryce's job to make excuses for Rory?
But what's the excuse for it? I did not know that there was a rule in golf that you had to talk to your playing partner.
I didn't either.
There's no rule that says you have to talk to your playing partner.
Yeah, that's sports in general. Like you say, you're just being
with something on the line. I'm not talking to them that much.
Yeah. I feel like people are trying to create hate between the two just so that there's a rivalry.
Yeah, I'm with Jackson on that one.
There's a
I'm with
rivalry.
Jackson on that one.
That's great, but I feel like people are trying to create this like it's like it's the Cowboys going up against the Eagles. Like there's hate there, but there's no hate between Rory and Bryce. I don't know why there's just.
I'm with Jackson on this one. This was stuff like what happened between like I just mentioned with us and the Bears, right? Like the more hate came from the fans, or not the hate, but just like the rivalry stuff.
Yeah,
the fans would talk about it more than we did. Like us, like we on the field, literally, like I mentioned, I actually one play knocked the snot bubbles out of Brian Urlacher. And the reason why I know is because he came over and told me. He said, "Hey, Ahman, you just knocked the snot bubbles out of me." You know, we're having conversations like that. And we're like, good game. You know, win or lose, we're like, good game.
Right.
And that's it. And then, maybe see in the off season. You know, my wife's from Chicago area. It's stuff like that. But in the when you hear the fans talk, it's like civil war. You know, that's going on, or that should be going on. You know, it's like funny. When I got a part of it, really as a Packer on a professional level, because I was, we were a part of it as college athletes, AD, where you got us in Oklahoma, us in Colorado at those times, and
Miami
as well, and Florida State too. You throw them in there, and it was just like we're in the fight. So it's like, okay, we just trying to just win. We're not worrying about if they're wearing their colors the day before the game in our neighborhood. That's the last thing that's on our mind. The last thing is like, if anything, we want to know if the best players are playing, and we got a game plan for them. Like we got to get ready for them. That's a fandom thing, which is what drives fans, right? This is part of the whole part of sports, not just professional sports.
And people sometimes say I talk too much on the golf course. I mean, AD's sons, for instance, they have greeted me with some bad emojis on the golf course.
When we were at Wilderness Wild Horse, we were beating them. You said something, and they said some things to you that I can't repeat.
It wasn't nice. But at the end of the round, I still said we talked on the golf course.
We all dap up. David from Renew says, I golfed with someone last weekend that I wanted to punch in the face. Trust me, I don't talk to him. Yeah. It's different for everyone. Yeah. We'll say this as we put a bow on this.
But it's just a weird question at the end of the round anyway. So did you and Rory talk much?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with?
I almost think if he worded it a little bit differently and the tone was a little different, nobody would say anything.
Yeah.
No, we haven't talked.
Yeah, the media looks for something to run with, too, at times to make a narrative out of nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And they shook hands after their round. So it's kind of like, how do you want to say this guy?
Right, and that's the respectful part of it. Like,
absolutely.
That's the last question in my mind. Unless they had like an altercation or something, right?
I'll tell you one thing, PGA sitting there going, hey, we're good with the rivalry. If we want to make something out of this, hey, I'm in a Bryce and Roy rivalry. Let's ride.
I just know for one thing, this is a done conversation in my book.
It's awesome.
It's a done conversation. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. We got bigger, and more interesting things that's going on between college football and the NBA play-in and all that stuff. So.
This is the crown.
No. I'm talking about that topic, just that topic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not. I'll talk about the Masters. I'm not talking about
it's a
some rivalry between two golfers. I'm like, no, the bigger thing was who won and how
I
he did
love rivalries.
Yeah, the biggest.
He claims he becomes part of the Grand Slam. He gets it done. He joins the Mount Rushmore of golfers. When we come back, folks, there's a lot going on in college sports. There's a lot with the situation in Tennessee. Josh Heupel making a decision for his program. Raff says that guy used to play here. Wants to discuss his comments. I don't got a lot to say about it, but Raff, I'll let you because I know I'll tell you.
I got a lot to say about it. I got a lot.
We got a quick history segment. We come back and then we'll dive into all the craziness going on. Again, people talking. We'll be right back and talk some more. It's The Drive.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. A few sprinkles possible this morning. The wise decreasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be windy at the high near 63. Tonight, mainly clear skies and breezy, a low near 35. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine with light winds and a high near 68. The meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Picture this. You're in the doghouse and flowers just won't cut it this time. Enter jewelry, the ultimate peace offering. It's a gesture that speaks volumes, showing her you're willing to go the extra mile to make things right. So next time you're in the doghouse, remember, diamonds are a guy's best friend too. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake. Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more. Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Monday, and we are joined by some special guests in studio.
Linked Literacy, we got Merrick in the house and Ann as well.
Amy.
I said Ann.
You know what, Amy? You know why you did that?
Why is that?
Because you went to Southeast, and we know you do not like Southeast people.
You know that's not true. What's your little man's name?
Leo.
We got Leo back there with the book. What kind of watches he got rocking back there? He's got the nice little blinker on there. Leo is entrenched in his book. Before we talk with Amy and Merrick, this is also, we always got to bring up Jack. This segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack's been a representative since 1999. He can help protect your home, vehicle, family, and even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his two offices in Lincoln or in Seward and see what Jack Russell of Farm Bureau can do for you. And his services are amazing. I love the guy like crazy. So, ladies, Link to Literacy. Tell us what's going on.
Okay, so we are here today to just chat a little bit about one of our literacy programs. We have, do I need to get this closer? Every time. No this is my third time here. I feel like a professional. I should have known that.
I do it every day. No worries. I do it every day.
So we have a literacy program called Book Bridge. And the purpose of Book Bridge is to teach reading strategies, read aloud strategies to parents and caregivers. We noticed that there was a need in the community that a lot of parents were saying, we don't prioritize reading at home. We have, schedules as a parent, like schedules are packed. It's not being prioritized. Some parents are saying, I just don't even know how really to read to my kids. And so we heard that and we knew there was a need. So we created a program where it's really tailored towards just teaching good read aloud strategies. It is 4 pillars, so you can choose from one of the pillars to have a workshop. And there's a universal pillar, which is just overarching good reading strategies for all. There's a multilingual Book Bridge pillar, which focuses on families who are working on learning English and how do you read to your children when you're working on learning English. Right. And then a third Book Bridge pillar is the Curiosity Book Bridge pillar, which is really thinking about how do you read with children who are already reading? How do you read aloud to them, those older kids? The coolest thing is we have Merrick with us, who she is Link to Literacy's intern, and she is the one who created all of this. A very, very fresh look on the Curiosity pillar. So that was her focus this semester, and she's done a great job. So I wanted her to come on and chat a little bit about it.
Merrick, where are you from?
I'm from Rapid City, South Dakota.
Rapid City, South Dakota. Rapid City. That's a nice drive.
Yeah, across blank fields and everything.
Yeah, it's the Midwest.
I got a nephew that lives up there. He's been up there for about 10 years now. Loves it, except the wintertime. Merrick, what drew you to Link to Literacy?
I'm a first-year student here at Lincoln, and I'm studying neuroscience. And I kind of
Good
want to
gosh.
go into like cognitive development studies. And so doing research to help build that essentially, further cognitive development. Like our target age range was like children 8 to 14 years of age. And I feel like people, like once kids learn how to read by themselves, they don't really understand like how reading to them further can continue to benefit their development. And so I just find it really interesting how as you continue to read, like that looks like in brain development. And I want to study that when I graduate and go to grad school.
You know, Merrick, was reading something that was a priority for you growing up in your household with your parents?
Oh, absolutely. I spent a lot of my childhood reading. My mom and both of my grandmas were like early childhood educators.
Okay.
And so they were always like giving me books. And so I just had a huge stack of books with me wherever I went. And I'd say that was a pretty integral part of my entire childhood. I still read now when I have time, but
With that being said, you know, obviously connecting with Amy and the team there at Link to Literacy, what obviously the research, the cognitive, what reading does for you long-term, life-wise, etc. What else drew you to Link to Literacy, and what are some things that you'd like to continue to accomplish there?
I would say that I joined, I'm a freshman from out of state. I was just looking for more opportunities to kind of put myself out there, honestly. I wasn't really sure, like, I'm still not really sure what I want to do continuing forward. So I was like, I'll just continue to try new things and meet new people and everything. But since I've joined, like, I've found a lot of value in connecting with like the community and refining like professional skills. I joined through the honors program. And so that kind of just has like kept me going as an honors student. And in the future, like, I just want to continue to help them like build the program as we go, see if there's anything else I can help with before my time is up.
Raff and AG and Jackson. Jackson's a sophomore this year. Sophomore this year. Your college trajectory is a lot different than mine. Neuroscience, honors, things of that nature. Only time I get honors is on the golf course if I got the low score in that hole. But nevertheless, you're doing outstanding work. Amy, let me ask you this: what does it mean for Link to Literacy bringing someone of Merrick's caliber in to do that type of research from a cognitive standpoint?
It's such a cool partnership. She's with us with the intern Foundry, and it has just been it's so nice to have somebody who also shares our same passion. And I think that's why we linked up so well, was right away we sat down and it's everything she had to say. We were like, oh, that's what we stand for. That's what we stand for.
More.
Exactly. And so just having somebody, and also just it's so nice to have a fresh set of eyes, and it's kind of young. It's nice to have like a younger set of eyes too. Of just she's closer to the age range of 8 to 14. You know, she was like, oh, I used to love reading these books when I was 14, which was 4 years ago, and 14 was a lot longer for me. Yeah. Close, very close. But so it's really nice. I feel like some of the stuff is a lot more relevant that she's bringing to the table. And it's just things that when we're brainstorming, it's like, oh, we didn't think about that. So it's so nice to have her just a part of this development.
AG, Raff, any questions you guys have?
I do. I always got to ask the question that, you know, everyone wants to know is, you've got this going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys what's in the pipeline? What are the new ideas? What's something new for 2025? You know, you've added this, because you guys are always adding something new.
I know.
Something. I'm trying to get the reading at Memorial Stadium. I tell Coach Rule and Troy Dannon every time we're on the radio, reading Memorial Stadium.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. We've got to make that happen.
I'm trying.
We have got to make that happen. That would be incredible. We have been talking so much and brainstorming. This is not necessarily something that's like, you know, has legs yet, but those idea of read-ins, like, let's all set our phones down. Let's all go to a park. Let's all read and then just like chat about reading.
There you go.
Love it.
It's so cool when you do things like that. You forget about the value of reading sometimes until you have moments where it's like, oh, there's a reading at Memorial Stadium. Let's go check it out. And then you kind of fall in love with reading again.
Yeah,
That's
well,
a great idea.
I always, it's crazy too, is like books that I remember back when I was a kid. Like my sister used to read Babysitter's Club all the time. So my friends, they own a dance company. So they had a dance competition up in Mid-America Center in Council Bluffs this weekend. And one of the little girls between dance, whatever, had her book. And I go, so what are you reading? And she hands it to me and I'm like, Babysitter's Club.
Yes.
I was like, I remember that.
Yeah. They reinvented Babysitter's Club into graphic novels now. My daughter, who is 9 years old, is, oh my gosh, that's very trendy right now for that age.
AG, what about you, my man?
So yeah, got a question about like what's the most for the age group that you have, most popular book that the kids you kind of like, this is the book I want to start, this age group with, that you have in the building.
Merrick, you can speak to that a little bit about some of the book choices that you chose for the Book Bridge program. Oh, he says I can't hear him.
Headphones.
Yeah, he was asking her basically. She doesn't have the headphones. She goes like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
What am I doing?
You don't read lips?
You're cognitive here. Come on, Merrick.
Jeez, come on.
Come on, you got all these smarts. Come on, you can do that. He was asking, what are some of the popular books that are within you guys' your bookshelves as of right now? What are some of the popular reads?
What do the kids gravitate to?
Yeah. For that age range that we're really focusing on, that 8 to 14 with the Curiosity Book Bridge pillar, what are some of the books that you chose?
Two that I really selected just for their popularity were The Wild Robot and Flora and Ulysses. Both of them have recently been adapted into movies, and they are a kind of blend between graphic novels and like a chapter book. And so they incorporate like visuals and everything that kind of go along with the story, but they're still very like engaging as a book as well. Like they're pretty comedic and they have good storylines. And so I think stuff like that's really good for that transition phase between like picture books and chapter books. I know graphic novels in particular are really popular right now. And a lot of chapter books are being adapted into graphic novels. Like I know they worked on like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson. That was stuff that I was reading when I was that age. And so it's really cool to see how they can bring like graphics into chapter books and just make them more accessible to like wider ranges of audiences and everything.
Nice. How'd you like The Wild Robot? I seen the movie, pretty good. What was the read like?
I have not read the whole book, but I think myself.
That's okay.
Pretty good so far.
The clips I've read are great, but I haven't seen the movie either. But I think it's really good because, like with the Curiosity pillar, we focus on like vocabulary building and using like the social emotional skills to contextually connect with characters and everything that's going on there. And there's a lot of very good descriptive words that they use there. And like The Wild Robot is a pretty emotional story, honestly. And so just to have stuff like that to connect with for like that target audience, I think it's one of the better books.
So what can our listeners do that want to participate, or you guys are a nonprofit, maybe want to donate? How do they go about contacting you guys?
That is a great question. On our website, linked to literacy.org, there is a place you can go and donate. These workshops are so great. We really do partner up with places that already have kind of programs in place where we're going in and they say, hey, this group of parents and caregivers are meeting. Do you want to come talk to them about this? We've also done CLCs. We've done family literacy. But we are definitely open if there's a group of people who really are like, man, I have a group of people who we'd love to get together and hear what you have to say. We'd love to put something together too.
Awesome.
Yeah. What's your favorite book?
Oh man, it's you say my favorite book of all time is the Link to With My Dad. Is I remember when I was probably 7 years old, maybe, and there was a book that was called Great Quarterbacks of Pro Football. And what we did was every night we read each chapter was a different quarterback. To this day, like if I it on eBay. Now it's like 40 years old.
You thought 14 years was a long time.
yeah. I'll buy it on eBay.
Mhm.
It's just that link I have, but it's
Mhm.
always, but that's that connection. And what's crazy is there's going to be a time where I won't have my dad around anymore, but it's going to be, I'll have that link, for that. And I'll always remember that. So
That's my favorite part about reading, I think, is that it's not just, and I tell this to all people participating in the Book Bridge workshops, are that reading is not about the words on the page. I mean, they're great words on the page, but what it is about connecting with your children.
Yep.
When you're reading, really, it's all about the connection that you're making with your kids and conversations that stem from those books. I mean, you can sit down with any sort of book and all of a sudden your kid will start to open up and have all of these great stories to share. And those are the things they do remember.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Folks, we appreciate Merrick, his future neuroscientist.
I'll throw in one more, like the question.
One more, AG.
Yeah, the question that was asked to Raff about his favorite book. Mine was when I started student teaching in 2011. One class that I had, we ended up reading The Hunger Games, and so that was a fun one. I was like, we went all four books, that were, and I think they only made 3 of the movies, or maybe 4 of the movies, or maybe 5, something like that. But reading The Hunger Games was very, very, very fun, and then seeing the movie a couple years later after the books had been printed was awesome.
I'm reading the new one right now.
Oh,
The Hunger Games.
Is it good?
I literally just started it.
Good so far.
My girlfriend made me. She's like, you have to read this. I was like, I'll start it.
Well, awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for coming in today. We appreciate it so much. Anytime you want to come back,
tell them you can
always
go
welcome.
to link2literacy.org. number2literacy.org.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll throw it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7. The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
Biggest question people have is, how do I start the process? What is the process? I want to build a new home, but I don't know what the first step is.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
The first step is make an appointment, come on into my office, let's sit around the table, let's talk about what you're looking for, what your needs are, what your budget might be, and let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost, and get a house that you're going to be happy with. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done. Once you find a good lot, let's get it reserved because there's a very limited number of lots in this town. And then start designing that floor plan that's going to be perfect for you. Next thing you know, we're moving dirt.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
The Husker games are coming soon. Do you know your tailgate meal for before and after the events? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate something for all Nebraskans made in Nebraska. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you tailgate without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No party or tailgate is complete without it.
Hey, bestie! Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Get ready for spring by joining an evidence-based program to improve your health and well-being. These programs use proven strategies to help you make lasting changes, whether it's boosting nutrition, increasing activity, managing stress, or enhancing wellness. Invest in yourself today and feel your best this spring and beyond. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Gray. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East sports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket, proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance, you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and
more.
Raff, this segment is brought to you and brought to us by our friends at Renew. Raff, what do they do the best, my man?
Everything.
Everything. Call or text Nate, Eric, or David at 402-833-3858 or visit Renew online at renewyourauto.com. From body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, spray in-bed liners, paintless dent repair, rust proofing, and undercoating, and so much more. So give Nate, Eric, or David a text or call today at 402-833-3858 and learn more online at renewyourauto.com and see what Renew can do for you. $4 million, gentlemen. $4 million. Josh Heupel said, thank you, but no thank you to his quarterback. Nico Iamaleava wanted $4 million. He did not show up to practice, said out, and then said, I'm out. And Heupel said, that's fine. Be gone.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, do you think that we'll see more of this? We'll fire this quickly so we can get through all of these because time is permitting. But it's great to have, again, Link to Literacy online. That's link2literacy.org. So definitely look them up. AG, Jackson, Raff. Jackson, I'm going to start with you, my man. If you're Josh Heupel, and I know you're a Josh fan, you know, you coached 1 year at Central Florida where you were in your area, neck of the woods where you lived at. Are you on board with Josh in this decision?
Absolutely. If you don't show up to practice, you're off the team. I don't care if you're a 1-star, 2-star, 4-star, 5-star like Nico, the talent level that he has. You're demanding more money. Your team or whatever is rumored to be, I don't know if confirmed or anything, but rumored to be contacting other schools, which is against all the guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, if you miss practice because you think you need more money, I don't care. You're off the team because you broke one of our rules.
Done with him.
Done.
Eric Crouch missed practice, and he didn't even get any money.
Yeah, long story. That's a whole nother story. Don't even get it started on that.
Hey, AG, I'll go to you before we go to Raff. AG, what's your stance with Heupel on this, man?
No, I mean, he had to make a business decision now because it's all business, right? For the player side of it, just interesting. Just hopefully it wasn't guidance from family members or if he has an agent or anything like that. But from a team standpoint, you know, I know him being a starter from the previous year, having a pretty good season last year, 2,600 yards and 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So that's good. But you still have to go out and continue to prove yourself. It's like the NFL. You know, my agent told me a long time ago when I started, you know, playing pro ball, he said, Ahman, it's as easy as this. You play well, you get paid well.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So for him to do this in the middle, basically, of their off season, and then knowing that the team did okay with him, but they could have done better from his point of view, that you got to come out there and prove it first. You know, I say I might have would have just at least had a conversation with him and not just, you know, let him go, but it just say eventually the conversation is finding out if I'm gonna leave him, you know, or let him go or not. But I'm gonna have a conversation because it's like I recruited this kid. I know him. I know his family. And I just got to pick in his brain to see where he's at. That's just me. That's how I work as a coach. That's how I work as a person. If I have a problem with somebody I work with or a problem with somebody that I've been around more than a couple years, we're going to have a conversation. And then if that conversation goes south and you know what, we don't have, we're not aligned anymore in goals and rule and guidelines, stuff like that. And then, okay, we'll walk our separate ways. But I say this, obviously for all other college players should be obviously a signal to pay attention to, right? And say, hey, you might come in thinking that you are the man or the girl or the woman. But no, you're a commodity, and commodities can be dropped real quick, you know, and this is the NFL and Major League Baseball, NBA type of situation now for everybody in college sports, college athletics. This is the reality of it now.
Mm-hmm. Raffy, he had informed Tennessee that he wasn't going to be absent, hadn't talked to anybody. His representative, he does not have an agent. It was his father's represents him in these negotiations. And he pushed send on that post, and it was right before they were going to take their final workout before the Saturday orange and white game. Heupel did not know what was going on, hadn't talked to them. He didn't reach out, tried to reach him, couldn't reach him. And he walked off the practice field and said, "That's a wrap."
Yeah. Thing that would upset me the most about for Heupel would be like, you wasted your entire spring practices getting reps to a guy that's not even.
Oh man.
Yeah.
See,
Their quarterback room was left with 2 scholarship quarterbacks.
Yeah.
2.
So from a program perspective, I'd be upset about that. Here, those are reps he took away from somebody that's going to be there in the fall. From a player standpoint of it, I know he's taking a beating for it, but hey, what is the new age of college football? It's like, get the bag, get the bag, get the bag. So if in his mind and in his representatives' minds, they feel like they can get him $4 million. Now the question is going to be, where does he end up at? And will that gamble, I guess, pay off?
Yeah.
So I can't, like you always say, the adults in the room has created this.
Absolutely, man.
And is this going to continue? It's going to continue. There's going to be
100%.
another player that's going to come up that's going to feel like they deserve more money, and they're going to, quote unquote, they're going to hold out.
Yeah, I mean, and then as we talk about the player and his dad, and now where he's not on squad. So this is that. So for one, I would ask, how's his home training? I see how his home training is right now, because in the NFL, if you have a contract in line, there's no negotiating once you just signed it, right? So year 1 goes by and it's a 3-year deal. It's a 3-year, 4-year deal. In year 2, you can go back to Scottie Pippen, right? When he tried to, he made his deal with the Bulls, and it was a multi-year deal. He really didn't negotiate the price that he should have got, and he tried to come back the next year. And what did Reisendorf do? No, bro, this is what you got to roll with this. So this is the world that these young adults are in, and so for me, I believe it's a lot on the coaches and the program to get these kids ready for that, because they're already getting them ready on the football field, right? They have the best weight room for them. They have the best strength coaches. They have the best nutritionists. You know what? Why don't you do the same thing and have the best financial literacy group come in and talk to them as well? And I know some universities are. I know Ohio State is one, and I believe Tennessee did potentially. Not saying Tennessee didn't have these conversations with their players, but to really get these players ready for the real world. I know that the way we were prepared, even though we didn't have NIL AD, we knew what was coming down the line once we decided to go professional. We knew it was big time business. You perform, you get paid. You don't, you pretty, bare nuts of it, you getting cut. And if you're not performing real well, then you got to perform well before you can start negotiating. And so he's definitely, I say, unfortunately, his dad misinformed him about when to ask and when to do something. He obviously may not have enough, obviously, experience in this area, and this is now hurting his son because now he's not on the roster, and he was, once was a D1 quarterback. But I believe he'll find a landing spot, but it's not going to be obviously his preference. A school has to come out and reach out to him.
AJ, you mentioned the pro part of it, the way you carry yourself. I was talking to a former Husker great before the show, and he mentioned, you know what? You got to do everything like a pro if you making pro money. And now these kids are in college or making that type of money, there's certain things that you have to do. When you ask for that type of money, there's responsibilities that come with it. Cupsker said, he said, y'all, I'm not paying you $4 million. All right, I'm leaving. Joke Society says absolutely ridiculous. This is Cupster. Absolutely ridiculous. He hasn't played up to even 2.4 he was going to get, especially in the CFP against the Ohio State University. And I agree with you on that. And the precedent that he has set, like you said, AJ, we got a glimpse kind of how he was raised at home. I'm not judging his father or anything like that.
Right, just saying he just don't have the experience.
Absolutely.
He's going down a lane that he thought he can handle. And right now we see his son is not on the team right now. So it's just unfortunate. But at the end of the day, this is a serious, hardcore learning lesson for both him, for Nico, and his father.
You know what, guys, Jackson, Raff, and AG, there's a quote here. It says, Friday's absence pushed the relationship between Tennessee and I'm going to leave it to the point of no return. Even if he managed to salvage something with the coaches, here's the quote. A source said, on Friday, he lost the locker room.
Yeah.
Jackson, that's your coaches is one thing.
Yeah.
But when you lose the respect of your peers, and Raff, to your point, you would just sweat and you bled and you went through a grueling spring regime, and then you leave. That's hard to overcome, man. Especially the reasons for it being you're asking double what you were getting and didn't double your stats, etc. And AG, to your point, he was misguided. There's no ifs or buts about that point of it right there.
Yeah.
It's just like me and this kid are the same age. I say kid. I'm not going to call him a kid. We're the exact same age. He is 20. I am 20. Like
same bank account.
It's just no. I literally.
It might be here in a minute.
Yeah, I literally cannot imagine if someone even threw me $2.4 million, which is what he was already making.
Yeah.
Let alone $4 million. I could not imagine that. I just couldn't. I'm not a 5-star quarterback, so maybe that's the reason. But I couldn't imagine that. So I just don't understand what goes through your head. This is just we're out here playing football. You're out here holding out like you're Ezekiel Elliott in 2018, missing all your OTAs and training camp, and like it just makes no sense to me why you're holding out, especially after not putting up the most stellar stats and getting your butt whooped by Ohio State in the college football playoff. Like,
well, I look at it too like this is like, so now he did spring ball there. So anywhere that he goes, like there's been like some rumor that maybe Ohio State. Well, here's the deal with Ohio State. They got Julian Sayin there that he was the number 1 quarterback in the country 2 years ago, went to Alabama, now he's at Ohio State. So there's a good chance he might go to one of these schools that he wants to go to, and he might have to battle a little bit for the starting job.
You better believe it.
And then you're going to have to make yourself a legend at that school. But let's be honest, he's making $2.4 million at Tennessee, but you have a chance to become a legend there. And when you're a legend at Tennessee, that's like being that's like Alabama, Nebraska. That's like you have that. You're going to have a chance to have income, forever. So now you're basically shunning an entire, because you're not going back to Tennessee after this.
That's a wrap.
I mean, ask Lane Kiffin.
That's a wrap.
He ain't going back to Tennessee.
That's a wrap.
I think USC is a perfect fit for him. Personally.
But then, and then also too, I'm looking at Tennessee and I'm saying to myself, as much as the Haslam family likes to throw money at bad quarterbacks, I was like, well, heck, I kind of surprised me he didn't get 4.1 out of them because, I mean, they gave Deshaun Watson $300 million guaranteed, but maybe they've learned their lessons.
Unknown texter 5162 says Nico threw 11 of his 19 TDs against UTEP, Chattanooga, and Vandy and wants $4 million.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, if he would have showed up in that, what was it, the playoff game, then you got a different conversation.
Exactly.
It may be the same outcome because it's still within a year of him making this 2.4.
Right.
Because as a GM, I'm not entertaining that because like I said with Scottie Pippen, Hall of Famer, he unfortunately had to deal with that. Right. So for you, this is where that's what I said. This is where inexperience comes from. Right. Scottie Pippen, a proven all-star or proven pro at that time. Even though it's 30 years ago, it's still the same circumstances. You got to show, okay, you played well through the season, but as we said, just broke down the touchdowns, the interceptions, and all that, and the BCS or college playoff game, losing that game the way it went down. Now that, like I said, that is all the leverage and information a GM, if they even have a GM at Tennessee, looks at the contract. Right, looks at the deal for this. This is what NFL GMs and head coaches are doing. They just look at the stats, make it real easy on everybody to see where that player has performed up to the next player in the terms of the stats area. So if that next player is making $4 million and you made more than them, then it's like, okay, we could potentially have a conversation. But if you're 1 yard below them, you're gonna probably stay most likely at the 2.4, maybe go up to 2.5. That's about it. But you got to come into play. And that's where the players got to understand. They got to be taught to understand. Now we're talking about real business. Now we're talking about you working out in the off season, not just in spring ball, but then when spring ball's over, you're continuing the grind to become the best. Now, if you want all that NIL coming your way, you got to make sure you got to put the time in the weight room. You got to put the time on the hill that you're running, wherever you're running it. The track, getting with your strength and conditioning people 100% of the time, because that's how you're going to get that money. It's real simple. You work for it, you get it, then it's no problems. But if you're coming in here and you have dogging it and just thinking that I could just do it because I got it last year, it's not going to be the case.
The two is like the 2.4. That's just what was going to be guaranteed. I mean, there's probably a lot of restaurants and car dealerships and stuff like that.
He would have exceeded. He probably would have tipped over $3 million.
I just feel like you left a lot on the table at Tennessee.
He left a lot. To AG's point, to your point too, Raff. If he would have came in and put in the work, dude, that's the minimum he was going to get. I mean, he goes in and puts in the work, AG, like you said. That's all there.
Yeah.
Me and Brennan Stye, because at the gym, change workout time, 7:00 is a lot emptier.
You guys benching together?
No, but look at it. No, heck no.
No, they're not. I know they're not.
Yeah, heck no. I don't even bench anymore. But looking at Stye's physique now, how he's trimmed all that weight, but we just kind of chop it up because it's basically us two and like maybe 6 others at that time because everybody's gone to work. But he just talked about discipline. And here is, I'm 52, size 54. Stye looks like he could still go out there and put in work. He goes, "Hey, D, man, you're looking great." I'm like, yeah, aside, but he goes, talking about the hip injury. I said, because we made it a part of our lifestyle. It's not a question if I'm going to. No, I'm going to do that. That's part of you are. These players, talking to the former great this morning, it has to become who you are. And until Nico and company, those guys figure out, this has got to be who you are, the work ethic, the discipline, the behaviors, we're going to continue to see things like this. When we come back, Raff has got a lot to say. I think AG's going to have some words to say about a certain individual that was here. That Nebraska keeps coming out of his mouth. I have nothing to say about it other than he's not here anymore. Not our problem. Regardless,
we're moving on.
Situation. We'll talk about that in our segment before last. It's The Drive, 937 Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's becoming a wild ride in the car market these days, but Koppel wants to let you know and assure you that we are staying the course with our usual pricing model. We've still got huge discounts and low interest rates, so let's get after it. We've got over $12,500 off list price or 0% APR right now on select new vehicles. New and pre-owned, our lots are full, so now's the time to buy. Please stop on in the dealership or check us out at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G187747. All deals with roof credit.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com. Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine & More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
Fleet Feet Lincoln is excited for the upcoming spring season and the warmer temps, and they want you to get outside and be active. Fleet Feet's Fit ID process takes a free 3D image of your feet to help runners and walkers alike find comfortable tennis shoes and inserts that ease pain associated with plantar fasciitis, bunions, and more. Get back on your feet this spring with a trip to Fleet Feet, open 7 days a week at 77th and Pioneers.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few sprinkles possible this morning. The wise decreasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be windy with the high near 63. Tonight, mainly clear skies and breezy, a low near 35. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine with light winds and a high near 68. The meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. We were just talking about golf legacy and amazing achievements.
Cubsker says right here, if I'm any other school, I'm asking him, how do we know you won't do the same to us this next year? What did I say, Raff, during the break?
You do not know.
I'd be scared. I'd be scared of him talking about Nico. Certain individual, I'll give you guys the floor and let's get your opinions on this.
Oh, come on, AD.
You know, here's my opinion on the comments from the former Husker. If there's a former on there, and it wasn't because he's former like AG, I'm not going to comment because AG is a former because he played here. Yeah. All right. But if you come here and you leave and you're still a former, you're still a Husker. I'm not taking anything away from the kid. I'm just simply saying this. I'm going to discuss people who are here. Yeah. You know, that's what I'm going to do.
I agree.
But you know, but for the sake of the radio, for the sake of to keep it interesting, the comments are interesting to me.
Yeah.
You know, James Williams mentioned Nebraska again over this weekend. It's come out a few times where he's brought Nebraska up. I'll start with you, Jackson. We'll go through a popcorn somewhat because
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I didn't hear the name. You said the name real fast.
Oh, James Williams.
James Williams, former defensive end here at Nebraska. Played here last year got in a few times against some opponents. Played here there. You know, did decent. You know,
okay.
And since he's transferred to Florida State, there's been a few times to where Nebraska's come out and maybe not in the best light, if you would, as in some of the comments you made. Jackson, what's your interpretation on it, man? What's your opinion?
If you have to say no disrespect before you say something, it's going to be disrespectful. Like, no disrespect.
That's my dog.
But I'm about to disrespect you.
Jackson,
Like,
you were wrong. You're wise beyond
It is
your
true.
years.
like,
It's true.
Very true.
hey,
Very
you're about to say no disrespect. You're about to disrespect him. I could not believe that it's not like he said like Ty Robinson sucks or anything. But I could not believe that he was trying to compare Ty Robinson to a defensive lineman who did nothing compared to Ty.
Yeah.
Like, it's just to me, it's a little ignorant. Did you not watch the NFL Combine, Ty Robinson? Dude's a dog. And he said that. He said he's a dog.
He's a dog. He's first round draft
But
pick.
compared to this guy here, he's small.
And
Why would you say that?
To be honest, I was just watching it and seeing, and I was like, I probably wouldn't have said that. Probably wouldn't have said that. But what kind of drew my ire, is that the word? Ire. When Terrence Knighton, the old defensive line coach, comes and goes, James Williams can say what he wants, just like everyone else. And I was like, green light. So my thought process of that is, it's like, here you're dogging on Nebraska's defensive line, but weren't you the coach here last year? Weren't you a player? Weren't you a second string here last year? So if this is a different level that you're going down to Florida State, you might not see the field there, brother. So that's my thing. I don't understand it, because like you said, he had a few plays last year. I mean, nothing like I wasn't saying, oh, he's the next Ndamukong Suh. I thought he had a great motor. I thought he made some plays, but why it has to come back to Nebraska, when Charles Thompson's kid, why am I forgetting his first name? Casey. When Casey got to Nebraska reporters asked about Texas and comparisons between Nebraska and Texas. He said, I'm at Nebraska now. I'm not going to answer any questions about Texas. You know
where that comes from? Charles Thompson, his dad.
And that should have been a James Williams. James Williams, once he left Nebraska, wish you all the best. Do great things at Florida State. But this is twice now to where he's talked about how Nebraska athletes or whatever aren't on the same level as Florida State. Well, here's what I want. If Nebraska's not playing in the tournament next year or whatever, I want Florida State and Nebraska. Then we can find out who's got the better. Let's play. Let's schedule it as our spring game.
I mean,
AG, what's your thoughts, man?
Hey, man, I say you got to leave well enough alone, right? You know, to answer that question as a coach and to allow that just shows his character, unfortunately. I wouldn't even entertain that. Like, I would just answer it like, you know what? I hope he's having a great season, having a great offseason. That's being professional. This is not being professional when you're actually throwing shots at your old place that you worked at, right? Or played and coached at. That's how I see it. I mean, I was at Lakeland. I left. I came to Nebraska. It was all love. Me leaving Lakeland, esports program. And regardless of that, of how they have success now, and part of that success because of those players that I recruited there. And even if I left with a bad taste, I'm not going to say nothing ill against them because they gave me an opportunity. Coach Rule gave Knighton opportunity to come play ball or coach ball. And to get the best, try to make their athletes that they're coaching the best. So it just kind of a little chink in the armor of character of money, because it's like one thing I learned right away when I started playing Little League Pop for Warner football. My brother said, "Don't ever talk trash," and this is talking trash in a way, because then eventually you're gonna have to answer up. Somebody's gonna come back and fire on you, or somebody's gonna find something on you and throw it out there too. So you got to be cognizant of that.
Your questions.
It really does. I look at it this way here, man. And AG, I see what you're saying too. And all you guys, I agree. If I'm someplace else, I'm not talking about the place I was at. And I'm going to tell the reporters if I'm talking about the place, I'm talking about where I'm at now.
You could have came out, not made any comparisons to Nebraska and been like, Hey, I'm really impressed with our new defensive line down here. We're explosive. We're big.
And you know what else I say, Raff?
And we're going to make plays.
We won 2 games last year, so we have a lot of work to do. I want to talk about what's going on here in Tallahassee, not what's going back in Nebraska. I had a great time there, but I'm here now.
Yeah,
Next question, please.
But drawing the comparison, it wasn't needed.
Yeah, don't ask. And it's, but to the adult, I'm talking about James. I count a lot of this as youth, inexperience. He's young. Not saying it's an excuse, but it's a reality. He's young. He'll learn. I'm not going to bash the kid about anything like that. I'm just simply saying, you know what? You're here now. That's like if you're with your new girl, what do you keep talking about your old girl for?
Yeah, you miss us.
You know what I'm saying? What do you keep talking about her for? You ain't with Susan no more. You're with Tammy. So I want to hear about Tammy, not Susan. So he'll learn that, but it definitely puts a target on your back for all the wrong reasons. When you're a team that's coming off a 2-win season, and let's be honest, y'all, that whole entire department is on a very, very hot seat because they ain't gonna tolerate that down in Tallahassee. No. Jackson, before we go to break, what you think, man?
My thing with is for someone that jumped the gun and left Nebraska so fast, he sure talks about him a lot.
Yeah,
sure talks about him a lot. He misses
Nebraska.
Yeah. And I think this kid's got some other things going on too. It's like what he's dealt with in his past. I wish the kid the best. Man.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was the thing. Everybody wished him the best.
Yeah.
Like best of luck, Florida State. Wish could have stayed here.
I loved it. I'm from Florida. I loved it. I was like, Tony White's going to FSU. Yes. Oh, they're going to FSU. I was like, I could still root for them. Yes, that's awesome. And then he's out here like disrespecting the team that I love. Like, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, come on. Let's just get, like, what are we doing?
Raffy, thanks for break, my man.
Let's be honest. We don't even like Florida State. They won by a fluke. No, where's the clip? Where's the fumble? I don't like Florida State. James Williams, have fun.
I've been able to talk to what's his name who had the fumble?
William
Floyd.
I was so he played for the Bucks. And I was been able to go home and go to some Bucks games. I walk into this box that one of our good friends owns.
He had that tainted ring
He's sitting there. William Floyd.
You have that tainted national.
My dad walks up to him, asks him one question. Hey, I got one question for you. Did you fumble? William Floyd goes, yeah.
All right, we're gonna throw it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
The Husker games are coming soon. Do you know your tailgate meal for before and after the events? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate something for all Nebraskans made in Nebraska. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you tailgate without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No party or tailgate is complete without it.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Monday, wrapping up another fun and exciting show.
Raffy, what you got for the RGT, my man?
All right, I got a combo RGT today. First RGT goes out to Powerhouse Dance Academy. They're based out of Kearney. They participated in Council Bluffs this weekend at the Thunderstruck dance competition. They got best studio. Let me tell you, this thing started Friday at like 5 and went till Sunday night at about 10. I mean, there was a ton of studios there, so congratulations. And then I also got to mention my nephew, John Andrew, played in a tournament this past weekend, got second place. However, the picture of the weekend was him helping another catcher put on his catcher's equipment. They're at that age, you know, learning stuff. But man, it's just great to see that, seeing that the game is in good hands. So both of you guys are refs. Good take.
I love it. I love it. I think I posted this morning on X and other social media things that was sick about this morning. And here it is. At some point, you have to say, I'm not going to accept this. I am not going to accept this. I don't know what that is for you in your life, but there's got to be something to where, as my mom would say, you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired or nothing changes. She didn't say, you got to be sick and tired of it. When you're sick and tired of something, something will change. So at some point in your life, you have to say, I am not going to accept this. Maybe it's negative talk. Maybe it's toxic people, toxic relationships. I don't know what it is, unfulfilled goals. But eventually you have to come to the point that says, I'm not going to accept this any longer. AG, what you got for us, brother?
Excuse me. I got a good one here. Don't count the days, make the days count.
Absolutely.
By our man, Muhammad Ali. That's one of his one of his odes right there that he goes by.
And Ali definitely made him count. Raff, take us home, my man.
All right. In the words of Josh Heupel, I'm not going to take this. You outie. Have a great day. Be nice to each other. We'll talk to you tomorrow.